Hey, how's it going my super friends? I am Emo Acebo, thanks for watching the vid. I want to be explaining what Ultron Pym is, the combination of Hank Pym and Ultron, how it came to be, what's going on, what does it mean, what the fuck man? Really quick, if you're new to the channel, you like Marvel Comics, DC and Star Wars, subscribe my man. I talk about comic books a lot, I review them, video games, the news, TV shows, anything revolving superheroes and Star Wars. Click on the little bell icon so you get notifications and you never miss my videos. Man, Hank Pym, things have not been great at all for this guy. He was a domestic abuser back in the day, you know, he hit Janet, he had self-destructive thoughts, and he wanted glory and respect from the fellow Avengers. It just seems that Hank just can't win, and now the trend is still going on. If you read Infinity War Countdown Prime #1, you probably are that's why you're watching this video. It's a tragic comedy of the once and future Ant-Man, but to really understand what is going on with Hank Pym and Ultron, you have to go back just like 3 years. It's a crazy 3 years that have taken Ant-Man crazy places. The modern, which is post 2015, the modern life and times of Hank Pym can be charted back to Rage of Ultron, an original graphic novel by Rick Remender, Jerome Opena, and Pepe Larraz. It took a new look at the relationship between Hank and one of his most famous and complicated creations, Ultron. Here, Ultron, he reached a fever pitch in his token nihilism about humanity. He hated it, and his otherwise unsalvageable relationship with Hank, he winds up using his father's compassion for him to literally merge them into one physical entity, half man and half machine. And the Avengers consider this Hank's death, despite the fact that he is still, essentially, half of Ultron's consciousness. So Hank lives, Hank is there in the body, 50-50. As if things were not weird enough, they just get more complicated when the Hank and Ultron fusion return to reunite with his ex-wife, Janet, you know, in Uncanny Avengers. Here, Hank claims to have beaten out the Ultron part of his consciousness, and despite all outward appearances, he had become Hank once more. Of course, things are never that simple, and the entire situation is eventually revealed to be a ruse perpetrated by the Ultron portion of Hank's mind to lure his team into a trap. The resulting fight ends with the Uncanny Avengers team forced to fuse the metal in Hank Ultron's body into the metal of a spaceship and just send the ship rocketing to the sun. Yep, see ya Pym, burn. And dude, you can never really tell just which side you're dealing with when he's on the page. It making the wrong choice about what to believe or disbelieve could quite literally cost people their lives. So I don't blame the Avengers. Fuck, send him to a sun, man. I'm sorry Hank if you're there. We can't deal with this shit right now. After that moment with Ultron Pym, he was not seen until the pages of Secret Empire. So yes, Ultron Pym survived the incineration. He survived the sun. And not only that, it was revealed that he returned to Earth some time ago, so even before Secret Empire. Ultron Pym established a country for himself up in the furthest reaches of the frozen north and populated it with a literal army of Ultron clones. The army, however, is not really an army, cause they are not interested in actually invading. Instead, Ultron Pym found a piece of the shattered cosmic cube and used it to draw the warring Avengers factions in for a tea party. Yep, a dinner. This guy is just so weird. It was a really awkward scene, but really peaceful in the long run. And at the end of the day, just everyone just went about their business, and there was no population of killer robots attacking or hanging over them. Which is really weird again, and nothing bad ever happened. After this tea party, after Secret Empire, Ultron Pym and his nation of clones were just forgotten. They didn't do shit. So now that he comes back in Infinity Countdown Prime, it's another shocker. It does not pick up from where we last saw Ultron Pym, however it does give him a new role. He's been traveling the cosmos on the hunt for the Infinity Stones, which seems to be the hot right now, the trend in the Marvel Universe. Hunting the Infinity Stones is so hot right now. We now join Ultron Pym just as he hits the jackpot. He corners and he murders Magus, the evil twin of Adam Warlock, and he claims a Soul Stone for himself. And this is the interesting thing, many people have been asking this question, what the fuck is going on with Hank Pym there? Okay, look, check this out. This can be an entire video in itself, explaining how the Soul Stone works. But basically, when Ultron Pym, you know, Hank and Pym's consciousness in Ultron's body, when he or it grabbed the Soul Stone gets activated and it pulls out Ultron Pym's soul. Just like that. So, given that Ultron Pym only has one soul available, he got Hank. The Soul Stone got Hank's soul, the man, rather than the machine. So it was real. Ultron Pym was real. Hank Pym's consciousness was there. They were not lying about it. 50% of the consciousness was indeed Hank. And now we see him separated from Ultron. Is now Ultron by himself and Hank by himself. So what does this mean? Well, it's up for debate. A lot of crazy things can happen now, but whatever does, it looks like some more big moves for Ultron Pym are on the horizon. I'm still gonna call him Ultron Pym, even though Hank Pym's soul is in the Soul Stone, whatever. And if something really cool and good happens, and it's a pretty big if the chips fall the right way, we could be looking at an honest return of Hank Pym the hero, you know, Ant-Man, rather than Hank Pym the monster in the very near future. Hope you enjoyed this quick lesson on Ultron Pym, and tell me in the comments down below what do you think of the villain. Did you like it or did you not? Do you want to see Hank Pym return as a hero, or you just don't care about him? Do you want to see more stuff in the Soul Stone? Leave me a comment down below, man. I am Memo Sebo. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please click the like button. Share the video with some friends. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. More content coming your way. Subscribe so you don't miss anything, and of course, I'll see you in the next one.